Hey YouTube, thanks for joining. It's Kev here, and today I wanted to just kind of reflect on, um, just I guess kind of my day yesterday and kind of later Saturday night, um, and kind of I guess talk about like nervous system regulation and fight and flight mode and kind of my experience with that because I just had one, and I just had a moment Saturday night where I was kind of in a fight or flight mode, and then woke up the next day kind of in one. I wanted to kind of talk about my experience with that and in trying to kind of regulate myself and to be able to be able to function later on. So I guess let's just get into it. This year I had learned about the concept of like nervous system regulation. So basically, like if someone gets triggered, or like if I get triggered, or not just me, it could be anybody, but someone gets triggered, basically their nervous system can get into a state where it's not regulated, and depending on how kind of much inner work you've done to heal childhood wounds or wounds from the past, your nervous system can get into a state of fight or flight, and if one of those triggers goes off, and basically from there it can kind of cause you to get into like a fight mode, or a flight mode, and it's kind of based off of evolutionary response. From if we were being chased by predators, that's what our body would initiate that fight or flight mode to be able to protect ourselves. And so anyway, and I guess like for me lately, that's definitely like a new concept I've been becoming aware of. To become aware of for myself, from a consciousness standpoint, and then also accept and be able to manage it. And so, I guess just for simplicity, let's do Sunday morning. Sunday morning, basically, I had an episode where I learned there was an event where I had been triggered. Someone had said something that they basically someone broke an agreement with me, and basically, it basically found that they were lying, and at the time I felt extremely betrayed and extremely sabotaged because there was a lot of impact to me for this person going about doing this thing. And so I was pretty frustrated at the time because to me, I'm like, I was having a hard time processing it, and it just reminded me of, I guess, like previous times where it had happened, or there have been other similar types of, I guess, feelings of betrayal from myself. And I guess, as I say that, going beyond even the relationship that I have with this person that I'm describing, where I had this reaction to. So it was just kind of like a lot. And so I had a concert Sunday afternoon that I was prepping for, and like when I woke up, this all happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't have this right now. I can't I don't, like, I gotta perform. I gotta have energy. I gotta be bright and sing my heart out. And so I think for me, this has happened in the past where I've had similar, I guess, like triggers or wounds get exposed, and I guess I could sense myself like kind of getting into a point where like I kind of wanted to just like go on a rampage and kind of like start like kind of like freaking out. I was freaking out, and I had this happen before, where I kind of was starting to notice this fight or flight mode, and so I guess what I ended up doing was, I was like, okay, Kev, you gotta be able to calm down. You gotta cool down. Let's focus on the present moment. I always talk about that, right? And so, I ended up going for a walk through the neighborhood, and just basically kind of having a conversation with myself, like really trying to ask myself, how am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? And kind of like talking to myself, kind of coaching myself through it. I didn't have, yeah, and it was nice. It was sunny outside, so that helped. It was a nice walk, and I got some fresh air. So that was one method, I guess, I used to kind of help regulate myself in a time where I had felt dysregulated. The next thing I ended up doing to kind of regulate myself was doing a meditation. So there, you can search for meditations on YouTube or your Calm or Headspace app. But I found a meditation, and it was like a self-confidence and kind of like self-image kind of meditation where you get into a peaceful kind of calm state, and you basically start repeating some affirmations to basically start affirming your own self-confidence. And so start really attempting to visualize and feel it's like for kind of the confident, more version of yourself when you're positively speaking about yourself. So I did one of those meditations for about 30 minutes, and that really helped. Made sure to get some water, some basic human needs, hydrate. And unfortunately, yeah, that seemed to help, and I was able to, that definitely helped me, prep me for the concert. And I guess the next thing was, or like, not the next thing, but another thing that comes to mind. I'm still a little bothered by kind of like what had happened. So me talking through this is actually like a little bit of help for me. That's why I do these videos, to kind of reflect on things for myself, and be authentically transparent with you all as well. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, right now we're 7 minutes in. The other tool I feel like I really needed, I found very helpful, and it's becoming a tool that I'm basically using to manage any anxiety that I have, was practicing the present moment. And so while there were certain events that had kind of triggered me, and really I felt betrayed from this person, and let down, at the current moment I had a concert that I had to do in a few hours. And so I really needed to be able to focus on that, and just focus on my practice and warm up and all that stuff, make sure I was prepared. And yeah, and I made it through the concert. It went well. And yeah, afterwards I knew what had happened. I obviously remember what had happened, but I was definitely in a more regulated, more calm state, as opposed to kind of like, running around, feeling like I need to basically start an argument with someone, or just start doing behaviors that like weren't exactly I guess thought out, and were more of a reaction to the event where I felt betrayed. So as opposed to, yeah, just like feeling that emotion. And honestly, that's what I ended up doing when I was walking. I remember just thinking, I gotta feel this. I gotta figure out where in my body I'm feeling this. And just I kind of just had to sit with it. I knew it would pass, and I knew the present moment, it was past that already. So sometimes I think that's for me pretty tough to do, is like, yeah, when you're feeling like a negative emotion, to kind of sit with it and trust that it'll pass. So fortunately it did. And yeah, I'm here today. So I guess, yeah, the biggest thing I learned from that was that, I can regulate my nervous system. I feel like maybe in the past, I've had challenges doing that, and I've maybe had different coping mechanisms to try to combat that. And now, as I say this out loud, like like binge eating, or maybe like binge watching TV, or some other vice. I'm sure. You know, I'm sure these are all probably coping mechanisms to deal with. Yeah, I wonder if those have been like coping mechanisms for me in the past to kind of deal with like the same feeling that I had Sunday morning, that feeling of betrayal, feeling of distrust. Yeah, I bet you, that I can think of lots of examples of, you know, times that's happened to me in the past, and I'm sure I've developed some habits around that, and so, you know, that are likely still playing out today. So, yeah, this is definitely. I feel like there was so much that happened yesterday. I had to make some video on it, and honestly, maybe I'll make more, just kind of trying to reflect it and dissect it a little bit. I think I'm pretty happy with like how I handled things, and I bounced back to be able to make it to my performance and do my thing. And I'm here today. It helps having some time off from work, and it's the holiday season, so I'm, you know, definitely like in a more you know, joyous mood just from all that. So that's definitely a big help. But so yeah, I guess, you know, I'm very grateful to have all the support systems that I have in place today. So anyway, let me know in the comments if you've ever your experience with like regulating your nervous system, if that's new to you, or if that's old news to you. I feel like for me, the past year, that's been something new to learn about. So let me know your thoughts, and if you found this video helpful in any way, feel free to drop a like and subscribe down below. And yeah, and until next time, much peace and love, and we'll see you in the next one.